Commissioner Deborah Sims and Monica Gordon, who has been on the show before. Commissioner Sims represents the 5th District, which covers parts of Chicago, Hazel Crest, Olympia Fields, and Glenwood. Gordon is on the board at Prairie State College. It is the Director of Government and Community Relations at Chicago State University. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having us.
Yes. Well, I feel like this is family.
You are.
You are family.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Who do you want to go first? Me or? Well, I can go first. First of all, let me tell you, we have some other communities in my district as
Yes.
well as Harvey, Markham, Phoenix, Fort Heights, Riverdale, Posen, a little bit of Midlothian. So it's a big district, and it has over 300,000 constituents. But about me, I have been on the county board for 28 years. I am the longest serving Black woman to serve on the county board. I've gone through three presidents, John Strozier, then Bobby Steele, four, Todd Strozier, and now Tony Prepwinkle. So it's been a long time. I got elected in 1994. I was a member of the 34th Ward. I was tapped by Lemuel Austin and Wilson Frost to fill a position that was, this is when the county first went to single member districts. And that's when we had the punch 10 under Harold Washington, and I was elected under that, and they saw that was too easy, so the Republicans filed a suit and they eliminated the punch 10, and so now we run individually. We're not slated. We have to get out there and work everything. We have to get out and meet people and get the support. I have one daughter and 2 grandchildren that I love dearly, and I have a new son-in-law. Well, I won't say son-in-law, new son. And like I said, I've served on this board. I am I've started I'm really proud of this. Recently, myself and another commissioner in DuPage County, we started the Illinois Association of County Officials. Okay. It's 102 counties in Cook County. We now have 32 or 35 counties that have signed on. I've been president of the National Association of Black County Officials. That's a nationwide, so I'm known nationally, not only in Cook County. Member of NACO, it's the National Association of Counties. First woman to chair a lot in Cook County, first woman to serve as chairman of construction. I am president pro tem, vice chair of finance, chairman of the tax delinquency committee. So yeah, I've done a lot of firsts in Cook County, and very proud of the fact that I was the first one to have chaired those committees. And I oversaw the building of the domestic violence court. I took a Turner class and became I have a certificate in construction management. So when I got on the construction committee, I had to know what I was talking about, because when that was a man's field, people don't want to pay attention to you if they think you don't know. So I took a class and got certified in that. So I've done a lot.
Yes, you have.
Yes. Well, I'm here because I want to possibly continue the momentum of what Commissioner Sims has done. I'm a community advocate. I'm also, as you mentioned earlier, Tia, elected to the Prairie State College board, where I also serve as the secretary of the board. I'm part of the Sisters of the Southland, where we collaboratively conduct community advocacy over the Southland. I also have a podcast called Color Girls of Cook County. I'm always in the community. Last year during the pandemic, I did about 4 food drives. Community is my passion. People are my passion. So other things I've done, as you guys probably already know, before, I did medical and pharmaceutical sales for about 12 years. Then I went to lobby in Springfield for a session. Then I became the executive director of the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus Foundation, which was a great experience. I stepped down to run for state senate, which was an outstanding experience. I was not victorious, but I learned so much. Once I lost the primary, I got behind Senator Joyce for the general, came over to Chicago State, where I'm currently at, and I'm the Director of Government and Community Relations. And, I love the legislative process. So everything I'm doing is fulfilling my purpose. I also serve on several boards, Girls for Science, serve on the JASIC Charitable Foundation Board. I'm also in the leadership circle for the Illinois Democratic County Chairs Association. So I stay pretty busy, and I love staying busy.
Commissioner Sims, you have been, as you said, a Cook County Commissioner for 28 years.
28 years in December of 2022. So
Okay.
27,
Oh, okay,
28.
27.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you decide not to seek another term after your term ends?
At some time in your life, you feel like, okay, I've done all that I can do.
Okay.
It's time for somebody else, pass the torch to somebody else, and it was time for me. I'm 67, and, my cousins are retiring. I've been telling everybody the story of my cousins. They've retired, and they say, they want to travel. We come from a small family, and they want to do some stuff together. And I have two grandsons, and one of them is 13. I may be the person that has to take him back and forth to school. Today, in this day and time, I can't see my grandson getting on a bus. I live 2 doors down from Annette Holt. Okay. And every time I think about the fact that my grandson would have to ride a bus, that scares me. Mm-hmm. So, I want to be able to be there and that person to do that. And like I said, I want to spend some time with my cousins and travel.
With you not seeking re-election and the redistricting, what kind of situation does that create when it comes to representation of Black women on the Cook County Board? And what can be done to change that?
Well, presently there's 5 women on the board.
Okay.
2 African Americans. I don't say African Americans, I say Black women.
Okay.
2 Black women. And in redistricting, one of those seats, the way the numbers fell and the census fell, one of those seats is clearly not a Black district.
Okay.
A Black person can win that district, but the way the map was drawn, and there was no changes to the map. I mean, I had to give up some of the Black community in order to balance so we wouldn't be considered packing in a community. And I had to take on some of the white community. Okay. So that district, we couldn't put enough Black people in it to make it a Black district. Okay. So if the current commissioner that's there is not victorious, and I'm not there, and there's a man sitting in that seat, there will be no Black women on that board. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about diversity and inclusion, where will it be? Right. It won't be realized on that county board. And I feel like that seat belongs to a Black woman. And I'm passionate about that. Mm-hmm. And I'm clear in what I say.
Commissioner Sims, why do you think Monica is the ideal candidate to replace you?
Monica is a little bit like me. She's got that little edge about her where she's not afraid to jump out there. She's not afraid to try things. And she has, look at all the things that she's doing right now. She's involved. She's run a race. She's lost. She knows what that feels like. So she's in this to win. And I like that passion about her. So I tell people if I'm going into a fight, I'm taking Monica with me.
Yes. Monica, as you said, as Commissioner Sims has said, you are no stranger to campaigning. You ran for and were elected to the board at Prairie State College, and you ran for Illinois Senate. How are you preparing to take on the challenge of this election?
Well, this election will be quite different. As you guys know, the primary has been pushed back to June 28th, what will normally be in March. Petition season is from January to March. So it'll be very cold. So it will be a challenge to get those signatures. But I'm up for the challenge. So what I want to do is galvanize support. I want to galvanize support. I want to galvanize women who understand the importance of representation. I want to aggressively fundraise as well. That's important for this race. And the most important thing, I want to touch the people. I mean, as cold as it may be in January, I want to touch the people. That's what I'm in this for. It's about people, serving the people, especially the vulnerable population. So my thing is about talking to the people, getting myself in front of the constituents of the 5th District.
Also, I want to say, as we launch this campaign and we talk about black women, we want to bring the men along too. We don't want everybody to think this is just all about the black woman. We want to be surrounded by the black men to show that they will help stand up and support this black woman.
And I'll say this, I'm not going to say his name, but there was a young man that was going to run for this position. He heard what Commissioner Sims said, and he said, no, I'm not running. I'm standing behind you. This needs to be a black woman.
That's powerful. Why are you considering running for Cook County Commissioner?
So when you think about county government, and you think about how much county government impacts our lives, especially, as I mentioned before, impacts the lives of a vulnerable population, a population of citizens with limited resources. County government is extremely important. You have the ability to have that direct impact, as you've seen with the many things that Commissioner Sims has done with the mammogram testing, domestic violence courthouses, her dedication to water. As you guys know about the water crisis in Dixmoor, this is someone who has been championing water equity for a long time, and we got to continue that fight. So I'm passionate about healthcare. As I stated before, I was in medical sales for roughly about 12 years. I'm very passionate about equal access or equitable access to healthcare. Especially when you think about testing. We talk about mammograms. My mom was recently diagnosed with stage 3B cancer. She has her annual mammogram, and that tells you how aggressive breast cancer is in black women. She goes to get her annual mammograms. So I want to be a part of this fight. I want to be a part of doing the work. This is not about, a glitzy title, to say, okay, yes, I'm running for commissioner. It's about doing the work for the people, and that's what I've been doing.
Monica, what do you think makes you an ideal candidate for this Cook County board seat?
Well, I mentioned before my healthcare experience. In addition to that, I've led a statewide advocacy organization. I'm very passionate about advocacy. Even in my current role, in terms of knowing and understanding the legislative process, this is also a legislative role. So, and I'm someone that's passionate about people. That's my purpose. My purpose is to help people. I don't have children, but I feel like the community is my children. You know what I mean? I take on, when something happens, that's one thing about me, my empathy. I feel it. Anytime I hear something happens or I read something happens, I feel it. And it drives my passion to do more. And I'm not about doing it all myself. I'm about collaboration. And that's when I spoke about the Sisters of Southland. That was the entire mission of that group is so we can work together to deliver services to our Southland residents. So I'm very passionate about the people. I work hard for the people. I'm driven, my work ethic. I don't mind working all day. That's what I do. Because when you have purpose in your work, you work. You don't stop working. I work and have fun at the same time. I party and work at the same time. Who does that? You know? So I'm really just passionate about the people and helping people and doing what I can to make a difference and bringing those resources. I'm a networker too. That's part of loving people, right? And one of the skills of networking is how do you bring value? See, networking is not about, oh, what can you do for me? It's what you can do for others. Right. And bringing resources to my community, that's my thing. That's my superpower.
Now you see why.
Yes.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Yes. Commissioner Sims, how will you assist Monica in her journey to win the Cook County Board seat?
Well, I'm going to put the same mechanism that I won for the last 7 elections together for her. So I'm all in.
And she's all in. I'm telling you.
I'm all in.
We talk several times a day.
Okay.
So we all need to get in.
I feel like I'm running too. I was trying not to do that, but she's worth it. She's worth putting in the effort. She's worth putting in the fight. She has the compassion. She has the drive, and she's got the tenacity.
Yes. Monica, how do you intend to galvanize the community?
Well, I'm going to leverage the network that I have and expand that network. I'm about inclusivity, bringing everybody to the table. The table doesn't need to be exclusive. It needs to be inclusive. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I want to do, bring everybody to the fight. We're in a fight. There's things that need to be done in the Southland and the South Side of Chicago. Let's do it together. When you bring them all in a fight and everybody got a role, that's how everybody is excited to work. That's how you motivate everybody to do this together.
Before we wrap up, is there anything either of you would like to add?
I want to say thank you, Commissioner Sims. Thank you for choosing me. I am beyond grateful. I think it's a privilege to be able to learn from you and all the great things you have done and continue to do for this district, and I won't let you down.
I just like to say it's a pleasure and an honor to have chosen a young lady that has the drive, like I said, the tenacity and the willingness to roll up her sleeve and to fight and to continue some of the things that I've started, but to take it far beyond what I could ever take it. And I think she's the person that can do that.
Great. Well, thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you again for having us.
Thank you.
Remember to make plans to join us again next week for Conversations with the Citizen, the place where real news